What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday night. Please excuse the glasses. We're just going with a glasses look tonight, as we are going to take off and take a look at NXT Gold Rush Week 2. So Week 2 of Gold Rush was pre-taped from last week. So I hope you guys are all doing well. So I'm going to need your help on commercial breaks. So help me out on that. And also, as always, our rule when it's taped, mods, if you see spoilers in the chat, just kick them out because we are not doing that here. So let's enjoy Gold Rush Week 2. Tonight we got another 4 title matches, and also, honestly, not match related. One of the things I'm most excited about is hearing John Cena announce the men and women who are going to participate in the Iron Survivor match at Deadline on December 6th. So let's look forward to that as well. There's JC Jane, our new NXT Women's Champion that none of us are super happy about, but you know what? JC has earned it. Trick Williams in the house. Trick, no title match for Trick tonight, but he will be taking on Myles Borne tonight. And the other 2 members of I always want to call it Toxic Attraction, Fatal Influence, as we're getting a recap from last week's show. 2 other members of Fatal Influence, Lainey, Reid, and Fallon, Henley, both getting title matches tonight. And then Fallon, Henley taking on Zaria for the women's speed title, and Lainey, Reid taking on Kendall Gray. Excuse me, everybody. For the Evolve title, and also Jackson Drake versus Sean Legacy for the men's Evolve title as well. That could be really entertaining. And then we have another title match, I believe. I think I've named 3. We have both Evolve titles, the Speed title, and the Knockouts title. So Knockouts title is going to be a triple threat match with Kelani, Jordynne Grace, and Lee from TNA. So we'll have to wait and see what we've got. Again, remember last week, Blake Monroe retaining the North American title due to Zaria throwing the towel in. And, of course, Obafemi made his promo in-ring return, challenging Ricky Saints for the title. And Trick Williams tried to insert himself into that as well, but he was met by a chair and Myles Borne. So didn't work out for him so well. Now did it. And man, what a heartbreaker for Tatum Paxley dropping that title back to JC Jane due to the culling, all of them turning on her in that match. So we'll just have to see what the future holds. I am not fully convinced though that is going to be the end for Tatum Paxley's title dreams. Because, you know, Tatum won that title with the help of the culling. How much more satisfying could it be if she wins it on her own? So she probably has a pit stop with Izzy Dame first, but I think she still may win that title on her own. We'll see what happens. But once again, at the theater at Madison Square Garden, one of the oldest, most storied arenas in wrestling history. By the way, I haven't said hi to any of you tonight. I apologize. Tyrell Breed here. Good to see you, Tyrell Breed. Hope you're doing well. And man, my nose is running. This is not a good look for streaming. I'm sorry. Dulcie Chatham, good to see you. Dulcie Chatham says, slip and fall on that like button like Brock Lesnar. Like Botch Lesnar, my friend. What a unexpectedly entertaining end to Monday Night Raw last night. And thank you guys for being there with me last night as well. And here we are again. Zach Minger says, happy National Parfait Day and National Shopping Reminder Day. Okay. Well, go buy something, everybody. George, good to see you again. Oh, happy belated birthday, George, as Sean Legacy making his entrance into the arena. So we're starting off with the Evolve title. Now, Sean Legacy is one of these guys. Months ago, we saw him in the Battle Royal to determine Obathemi's number one contender when it was won by Myles Borne, and he made a very good impression in that Battle Royal. He was one of the final four there, and then went on to have a one-on-one match. I can't remember with who. I want to say it was Javon Evans, but it might have been somebody else, and really impressed in that match. So I'm surprised to see that he's still in Evolve. I think it's only a matter of time before he comes up and remains a permanent fixture of NXT. But we'll see what happens. Oh, Peter Rosenberg is here with Booker T and Vic Joseph tonight. Okay. Yeah, George, Tatum will get her rematch at some point. You can see Izzy Dame winning the Iron Survivor Challenge and Tatum winning it back. Oh, if Tatum won the title off Izzy, that would be even more satisfying than beating JC again, for sure. Justin, so glad you're here. Sophie, hey, how you doing? And Dawsey, if I didn't say hi to Dawsey already, yeah, I think I said hi to you already. Joe, you guys are here. Let's see. Thank you for complimenting the shirt, Sophie. I saw the report online today where somebody, it was Meltzer who was saying that Solo and Gunther was always the plan. I don't believe that for a second, because I don't think I don't think Meltzer knows anything about WWE's booking plans. I think he is the most out of the loop dirt sheet writer when it comes to WWE specific stuff. Anybody could see that they were likely going to be having Gunther and Penta matching up. You're not going to have two heels match up on one side of the tournament to see, who's going to face John Cena. But will we see some TNA guys tonight, Justin? Yeah, that's a great question. I don't have a clue. Shamanica, hey, good to see you. But yeah, I would love to see. I would love to see Tatum make her revenge before getting the title back. But I don't think she's the true point of what I'm trying to say is that I don't think it was a one and done for Tatum Paxley. I think she'll get another title reign unless we end up with like another Stephanie Vaquer situation where some megastar just kind of shows up and gets really over really fast. That's the only situation where I would see that. Brock Lesnar fall memes are going to be the best thing. Yes, absolutely. It's going to be great. Tyrell, what's up? Modfather's here. Hey, man, good to see you, Modfather. Yes, Cobra Kai is here. Hello, Aquatic. Good to see you as well. So, yeah. Yeah. Swipe right and Jackson Drake here. As we are getting this match underway. The Cobra Kai of Evolve. They really do just look like high school bullies. Like they don't particularly look so much like wrestlers. And I feel rude to be as not as in shape as someone like Jackson Drake, but he does look doesn't he look a little small? He doesn't look out of shape, right? He looks like an athlete, but doesn't quite look like a wrestler. It's like his gear is a little too big for him. Kind of like how Charlotte's gear is a little too big. Hey, Modfather. It is NXT is taped. And I am, let me take a look at my time code. Let's see. I'm trying to see how far. I'm about 8.5 minutes in, 8 minutes and 50 seconds in. As Sean Legacy delivers a vicious chop to Jackson Drake outside. Yeah, I agree with you, George. I don't see Lainey winning. I don't see all of Fatal Influence coming away with gold because honestly, I could see Fallon Henley winning the speed title, but Lainey Reid, now that she's moved up from Evolve, it feels like because if she won the Evolve Women's title, she'd have to go back down to defend it. And I don't think they're going to do that with her in Fatal Influence. So her joining it, Fatal Influence, feels a little bit telegraphed that she might not actually beat Kendall Gray. And Kendall Gray is probably going to have Ren Sinclair in her corner, I would think. Sophie, I know we'll at least have a new speed champion tonight. We'll definitely have a new speed champion because that's up for grabs. Aquatic, you're absolutely right. Jackson looks like a kid that would put you against a locker and steal your lunch money. 100%, man. Absolutely. Yeah, he definitely has high school bully. My dad is a real estate developer who's going to destroy the local rec center and put up condos kind of vibe. That's a very specific vibe for sure. Yeah, so we'll definitely get a new speed champion. I think there's a chance we could get a new champion in this match because I think Sean Legacy has what it takes to be Evolve champion. I honestly feel like Sean Legacy's so good he could lose this match and just come up to NXT. I don't know that he needs to stay in Evolve for a whole lot longer. And then what are the other titles? The Knockouts title. I mean, you never know because with a TNA title being held by an NXT talent, at any point, is there a commercial? Sorry, I just noticed my screen flickered and they're talking like they just came back in. Do you know who my dad is? Yes, this is precisely who Jackson Drake is. Do you know who my dad is? Right. Oh, man. That's precisely who it is. Thank you, George, for the commercial note. I've got the show paused. George, you're going to be my commercial man. Let me know when we're back from breaks, and I will resume the show. Yeah, so I think Sean certainly has a potential to win the Evolve title. Lainey Reid, I don't think she's winning. The TNA title. So you've got Jordynne Grace, who, again, has yet to win any gold this year once she has come over to NXT. So she could potentially be a Knockouts champion again. Ying, I don't know a ton about her. I didn't pay a lot of attention to her, I think, when she was in NXT before. And on top of that, she just I don't know a lot about her. So she could have as good a chance of any to take the title because you have an actual TNA talent in the match, and they could move the belt back to Impact. So we could do that. Modfather's got a question, ladies and gentlemen. That's Xia Li. Okay, I do remember Xia Li was in the Royal Rumble one year. I do remember that. Okay, so yeah, she's got some. I'm still not super familiar with her, but the things I do remember seeing from Xia Li, she could be a champion. She could absolutely be a champion. So I wouldn't be mad if she beat Kelani Jordynne either. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad with whatever the outcome is for the Knockouts title with any of those three women because they all have the chops to go in the ring. So. All right, since we're close to Thanksgiving, our Modfather says the question is, what is everyone thankful for? Modfather says, I'm going to start. I'm thankful for waking up every day to praise the man above. Amen, Modfather. Thank you so much for starting us off in the right spirit on that. And there's so much I can be thankful for. Absolutely. Man, it might sound a little cliche, when you go around the table to say what you're thankful for, but I am so thankful for my family. Like, man, my wife is amazing. She makes my life better every day, and I'm thankful for my kids. You might hear some noise, by the way, before the show's over, because my kids who don't live at home anymore are coming home tonight for Thanksgiving. And so, yeah, all four of my kids, I would be a completely different man without them. And so they are amazing people, and they make me better. So I'm super thankful for that. Sophie Dophie, thankful that I find other people to watch WWE with. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this wrestling community is so good. George, thankful for everything in your life. Absolutely. Thankful for your dog. Yeah, man, I love my dog too. He tests my patience from time to time, but I do love him. Thank you, George. Telling me we're back. All right. So we are back. Keep dropping what you're thankful for in the chat. By the way, Survivor Series is this weekend. And if you have not signed up to be a part of our Coalition Community Chat prediction competition for Survivor Series, drop your predictions in the Google form that is beneath the video description, just like last night's Raw. If you've already filled it out, you don't have to do it again. But if you haven't yet, join as we are doing our first ever community prediction competition, and we will crown a new first time inaugural Coalition Community Predictions Champion. Tyrell Breeze says, thank you for God and you, Stephen, and family, and A&B and everyone. Amen, Tyrell. Thank you so much. Hey, Dro. Good to see you, Dro. A 2-hour tribute show for Cena. You know what, Sophie? I would have been cooler with the 2-hour tribute show for Cena if we hadn't gotten the retirement tour all year long. I feel like as the year has progressed, they've kind of dropped a ton of those video packages over his career. So I feel like at this point it would be a little rehashed, but to each their own. To each their own. Man, big dive from Sean Legacy. He takes out Johnny and uh, and Robbie and all of them and Dutch. Sorry, I was trying to remember the names of the Cobra Kai kids from the old Cobra Kai, not the new show. Oh my gosh, so funny. All right, George. Make sure you fill out the Google form with those because we have some extra bonus questions too, just for fun, and see what we can do in there. Yeah, Sophie, I saw today on social media there were a lot of people complaining that there weren't any women's matches on Raw or SmackDown the week before. But normally I can get behind that kind of complaint. But since we're building to War Games, like they are routinely featuring 10 different women on programming, and in WWE, if you're getting a full on promo segment with a big fight, that's just as good as having a match. I can see on Dynamite or Collision how a promo is not as good as a match because they clearly value wrestling matches more than they do anything else in sports entertainment and AEW. But in WWE, especially in the main roster, if you are featured, like look at what they did last night with the men's War Games match. Like that was just as good as a match. It was the main event segment and the opening segment. The War Games teams. So like it's fine. Sean Legacy has got Jackson Drake up on top. Are they about to Spanish? Oh no. Whoa. That was like a top rope exploder suplex. I don't even know what to call it. That was nasty. It was like a moonsault exploder suplex. Insane. See, Sean Legacy doesn't need to stay and evolve. Oh, what'd you ask me, Drew? I didn't see your question. Justin, I'm thankful for my family and friends has been in my life. Family and friends are loved and hated, but also family and friends are life. Amen, dude, for sure. Joshua wins by TKO in the second round. Okay. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you there. Yeah, Raw. I thought Raw went by so quick, so fast last night. I didn't even notice. Yeah, I said at the end of the show last night, I thought Rey Mysterio and JD McDonough. I thought that match was underdelivered ever so slightly. Not that the match underdelivered. I think I was just tired during that match, and so was the crowd. But other than that segment, I didn't have a problem at all with Raw last night. Man, springboard knee across the back of the neck from Jackson Drake. That's pretty impressive. Some knee-based offense. The unaliver. Wow. So Jackson Drake just beat Sean Legacy clean. That's wild. He had heel, interesting. He didn't even really use Cobra Kai to interfere or anything. Justin, I did see that at the end of Raw, they posted on social media like Brock was going to lead his team into the ring to fight, and then he held everybody back and let Logan run in by himself, and Logan like ate all the finishers, and they poured like 5 bottles of Prime on him. That's brilliant. Right on, Aquatic. Thankful for the man above the clouds. It gives me peace and comfort for waking me up every day. Absolutely, man. Love that. Love that. All right, George. Way to go, man. Thanks for filling it out. Okay, let's see what we got backstage earlier today. Oh, Sol Ruka. Oh, Ethan Page. Huh. Ethan Page trying to be the devil on Sol Ruka's shoulder. Ethan Page telling Sol Ruka to just look out for herself. Oh, here comes Myles Borne. Yeah, I did see Penta's injury last night. It was so disappointing. I hate that for Penta. He was just starting to get ramped up, and in AAA, he and Phoenix were going to start teaming together again. And so, whatever it is, I hope it's temporary. I hope he can recover quickly. Hopefully, he doesn't need surgery or a ton of rehab on it. All right, here comes Fatal Influence. So let's see, is it Lainey Reid or is it Fallon Henley? Which match are we having first? It looks like it's Fallon. It looks like it's time for the speed match. So will Zaria come out alone? Thank you, dear. I'm also thankful for Coke Zero. It's a zero sugar energy booster and a great companion for watching NXT. Thank you, George. So yeah, let's see. I 100% believe it was going to be a longer match, Sophie, but I just do not believe that Solo was supposed to beat Penta that whole time. I mean, there is a possibility, I guess, that Talatonka would have gotten involved, but I just don't believe they would have intentionally booked Gunther versus Solo in the tournament. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to see Gunther and Solo in the ring. I mean, I think that could be a really heavy hitting match. Also, let's ask, you know what, though? Let's ask this question for a second. Since Gunther versus Solo is what we're getting, if Solo uses Talatonga to beat Gunther, how do you guys think the crowd will react? Do you think they'll be happy that Gunther lost or mad that Solo won? Like, who do you think is going to be booed more, basically? What I'm wondering is if Gunther gets cheated out of winning that match by Solo having extra help, I wonder if that will garner any kind. I'm not saying a face turn. I'm not saying Gunther's going to be a good guy, but would that garner any positive reaction for Gunther going forward? Yeah, I feel like if Solo wins, I think they'll boo for sure. I think the fans by default, if they cheer versus one or the other, I think that they would default rather see Gunther win. No, the final I want to see based on who we know is in the tournament right now is Gunther and LA Knight. And whoever wins doesn't bother me. Jey Uso, I'm going to say this, and nobody tell Rikishi what I'm about to say, but Jey Uso is the last person I want to see wrestle John Cena in his last match. John needs to wrestle someone. This isn't a slam on John. John is great. John had the Logan Paul match, the second Cody match, the AJ Styles match, of course. But so he's put on some bangers, right? Shout out to Sheamus. Get well soon, buddy. But John's and Jay's chemistry together in the ring, that kind of scares me, and not in a good way. And I'm not a hater of Jey Uso, not in any way. I think he serves a good role on the main roster, and he's super over right now, of course. But I don't want Jay anywhere near John Cena. Jay can keep bloodlining things. So yeah, well, Cena said he wanted somebody to step up, and honestly, the way he described it, I thought Carmelo Hayes could have been the guy. But LA Knight could also be the guy who steps up. You know, he's really just been a mid-card guy who's been sniffing the main event. Gunther doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me as someone fitting that persona, even though he might be the best qualified wrestler left in the tournament. Gunther versus Rusev could be a lot of fun too, just as a brutal match. But no, here's the thing though, is that remind me, chat, are we getting Jay versus Rusev tomorrow? Because if we're getting Jay versus Rusev before War Games or after War Games is curious to me. Because they could do a thing where Jay takes a beating in War Games, whether he, whatever we get. But that could make it an easy booking decision to have Jay lose to Rusev if it's afterwards. Now, if it's before, thank you, George. If it's before War Games, that could also impact Jay's effectiveness in War Games as well. Fighting Rusev the night before War Games, kayfabe wise, I think that could be really interesting. John Cena talking about success. I'm very interested to see who LA Knight's sort of mystery opponent is, though. I kind of hope they keep playing into LA Knight, getting mystery opponents, Yeah, Jay and LA Knight have history. It's true. I think I said this yesterday, too. I would love to see LA Knight win the tournament, but the only thing that would disappoint me is that we won't actually get to see promo battles between LA Knight and John Cena. Because whoever wins this tournament basically is going to have to cut promos by themselves for a week or two. And that's going to be that. All right. Here comes Zaria. Give your spoiler-free predictions. Fallon, Henley, or Zaria. I would really love, for the storyline's sake of Sol Ruca and Zaria, for Zaria to win this title. But Fallon Henley does have this numbers game. I agree, Sophie. I think we should have started the tournament earlier as well. Zaria coming out alone. So Sol Ruca is not there with her. Interesting. She just looked over her shoulder, acknowledging that she's not there. It would have been nice to have the tournament final at Survivor Series. I think that would have been such an easy thing to do, if they had booked the tournament a little earlier. That way you could then book, because that way, Cena is already there, defending against Dom Mysterio, and then you could have a face-off between Cena and the winner of the tournament. Oh man, Sophie, if Kevin Owens might be the only wrestler who could show up and surprise me, and I'd be like, if he was the mystery opponent for LA Knight, then I'd be like, okay, no, Kevin Owens should win this tournament. Kevin Owens should win this tournament, and Kevin Owens needs to retire John Cena. That's the only the only fill in for me. I don't want it to be anybody else and have them win. So whoever else it might be, I'd rather it be LA Knight that I can think of. All right, here we go. 5 minutes for this speed title. I'm leaning towards Fallon because of that numbers game. Sol Ruca is not there to support Zaria, and I think that's going to be in her head. I mean, Sophie, that would have been the smart choice, right? Have the finals at Survivor Series, and then you can announce it there, what Cena's last match is going to be. Cena's going to be there. He could actually promote it for even just a backstage segment. But we're not even going to know who he's going to face at his last PLE before that Saturday night's main event. So yeah, that booking wasn't great, but that's indicative of his whole retirement tour booking. Most of it wasn't that great. The second half was better than the first half, but not great. Wow, the crowd is chanting "You screwed Soul." I can't believe they're treating Zaria like a heel here. She was just trying to look out for her. Crucifix from Fallon Henley. I'm curious. I'm assuming they taped Gold Rush all in one night. So I wonder what the temperature of the crowd will be as the show goes on tonight, knowing this was the second half of the evening. Oh yeah, it was the most of the first half of Cena's tour is The Rock's fault for sure. All right, we're almost down to 3 minutes here in this match. Big chop by Zaria. Whipping Fallon into the corner. She's going to charge in. Big avalanche there from Zaria. New York still chanting at Zaria for screwing over Sol Ruca. Yeah, no. At some point, they'll put the Cena stuff in. I'm curious. Was that announced to the crowd who the Iron Survivor competitors are going to be, or is that something they'll just slide into the show during a commercial break? I don't know. Texas Cloverleaf slapped on by Zaria. I would have pictured Fallon to be the one using a move like that. It's much more of a cowgirl gimmick that Fallon has. It is interesting. Taped wrestling is very much a unique thing to see at play. You think it's too predictable, George? Okay, that's cool, Sophie. It'd be nice for us to see a thing all for the first time that no one else knows. We're down to the last 90 seconds in this match, though, and Zaria with a chokehold, picking her up, seated on the top turnbuckle. Hey, Sean Swaby, how you doing, man? Good to have you here tonight. We are down to the last 90 seconds of this Speed Women's Title Tournament Final match to crown a new champion between Zaria and Fallon Henley, and they're battling on the outside of the ring. We're down to the final minute. Now we're down under the red lights. JC and Lainey now surrounding Zaria, and she just got smacked. Gave her a distraction, and Fallon Henley takes advantage of the distraction. Fallon going up top. We're down to 30 seconds. Fallon's on the top. High cross body, but Zaria's pulling the Mark Henry, rolling through. She's got her up. What are we going to get? Trying to get her up for an F5. 20 seconds. Oh, but she reverses it into a DDT. Only 2. But now we're down to 10 seconds. Are they going to do a tie? Nope. Time runs out with Fallon on Zaria's shoulders. So now what are we going to do here? Sophie, I don't think they will announce Saturday night's main event until after Survivor Series. Here's Ava. All right, she said there must be a winner. Sudden death. Well, this is very antithetical to Speed. There's no title limit now. There's no time limit, excuse me. So it's just now it's not really sudden death, it's just a regular match. Now Zaria got her pressed up. Nope. Fallon reverses. Fallon crashes on out to the outside. All right, and we're at commercial. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not super. I got to admit, I think Fallon and Zaria, maybe the parameters of the boundaries of a speed match don't serve them well as opponents, because they didn't really they were not really made for a fast paced event together. I don't think. Just my opinion. Nevertheless, uh, we've still got the we're on commercial break now, but we've got this overtime now with all of them. So, anyways, let's see what we got here. Okay. But yeah, crazy stuff. So, Zari's a big girl. I don't think fast pace. Yeah, exactly, Sean. I agree. I don't think Zaria is built for speed matches. I don't think Fallon is either. Like Lainey Reid worked out okay there. I mean, and I know speed is probably a little beneath JC Jane, but I think JC Jane would have the pacing to do a good speed match. But she's a main eventer for NXT at least. So I mean, she doesn't really need to be doing speed matches. But yeah, it's really more built for faster paced workers, not necessarily smaller people, because in the men's speed days, back when it was only airing on Twitter, like Ivar and Yoshi Inamura, like they did a speed match and it worked out great because they were able to work with that urgency and that, unintended speed. But yeah, for people who work a little bit more of a methodical pace, again, nothing wrong with that, but I don't think it jives well with speed as a gimmick. So this match is not a bad match, but I have not felt the urgency and the pace that they've wrestled, which is kind of part of the only thing. So that's kind of the whole point of speed. So, yeah. So, anyways, I'm thinking, Sophie, I think next week, starting Monday on Raw, we'll start getting the Saturday night's main event card filled out. Like you've mentioned, there's rumors about CM Punk versus Logan Paul. I wonder if War Games, if Survivor Series will give us a clue as to who some of the match competitors might be, if there are going to be just main roster matches, Also, like if there are going to be NXT talent on this Saturday night's main event, like Cena has teased and advertised, I think Javon Evans has got to be one of them, without a doubt. Granted, it's not airing on NBC anymore; it's airing on Peacock, which is a shame. In so much as it would be great for Javon Evans to get NBC level exposure. Thank you, George. But also, it's also good that it's not on NBC because I think we're going to have less ads on Saturday night's main event because it's streaming only on Peacock. We're not back yet. We're not back yet, George. Okay. Okay, now we're back. Got it. Fallon goes for a pinfall, only gets 2. So we are in overtime for the Speed Championship right now, just so everybody's up to speed. And we also have we've got one match in the books already. Jackson Drake defended his Evolve title over Sean Legacy, a clean finish too. I'm so surprised. I wonder, George, if we do. Rings of Saturn. That's such an underrated submission move, man. Saturn was the man in WCW. I know I talked all day last night about WCW's mid card in 97 and 98, 96 or 98. And Perry Saturn was somebody I didn't talk about during that time, but he was a beast when he was wrestling with Raven's flock and feuding with Raven. Raven was another great mid carder in WCW as well. I mean, obviously Raven did a ton more before and after WCW, but his time in WCW was a lot of fun to watch. All right, Zaria charging out of the corner with a big clothesline. All that to say, the Rings of Saturn is a great underrated submission. Somebody should make it their finish. Somebody does use it on the main roster. Not very often, though. I can't remember who it is, but someone does because I've seen it recently. I want to say maybe Julia. I don't know. I know, Sophie. I'm really disappointed that Jesse didn't come back to Saturday night's main event because I would have loved I would have loved to hear his comments on Cody wrestling a little heelish, and using the title belt to beat Drew McIntyre. Oh no. Zaria hit a spear on Fallon and she rolled out of the ring. Then she tried to hit a spear on Fallon outside the ring. Lainey pulled Fallon out of the way, and Zaria just speared the steps. Shining Wizard from Fallon and Famouser. Okay. Is that it? That's it. Fallon Henley is the new speed champion. So Fatal Influence now has 2 belts. Well, honestly, congrats to Fallon Henley. She's a solid talent on the roster, and that's 2 belts. Will we see 3 tonight? Both Zaria and Fallon Henley are good performers, but yeah, it felt like this match was, you ever drive your car and accidentally have the emergency brake on while you're driving, and you can just tell that it's not going full speed? That's kind of what this match felt like to me. Like, they weren't doing anything wrong, but it just felt like something was holding them both back. But nevertheless, Fallon Henley's the new women's speed champion. So we'll probably have another tournament coming in soon. So she's the women's champion, and Jasper Troy is now the men's champion. Oh, here's Shiloh Hill. Creepy Shiloh Hill. Him saying he pretended to be Stone Cold when he was 6 years old made me pretty sad. At least 3 to 4 weeks, George, because that's how long it's going to take to get a contender. I'm not enjoying this promo, and I'll tell you why once it's over, unless something changes. My friends in the woods. Okay. He saved. Oh, okay. So Cena's selecting the men's Iron Survivor competitors up next. Okay, so we'll get that next. Now I'm assuming we're on commercial now. Here's the thing. I didn't like that promo from Shiloh Hill. However, the last line where he said, "Reminds me of my friends in the woods. Oh, that reminds me, where are my bolt cutters?" suggests that he's got somebody chained up out in the woods. Because that was the thing, is that last week's promo I thought was excellent. He was really goofy, but there was also a real undercurrent of creepiness to what he was discussing. You know what I mean? So, nevertheless, I thought it was pretty interesting last week, and he just slid that line in here this week. So you know what? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. I think there's a lot of potential for Shiloh Hill's character. We'll see. Sean Swaby's asked, who do you think Roman Reigns was talking about when he said that title would look better on his shoulder? Sean, well, for starters, I think Roman was just trying to stir stuff up between Punk and Cody, because Roman has always seemed to be a "I'm going to tell you to your face" kind of guy. So I don't know that he really meant anything by it, other than trying to get those guys stirred up between each other. But I will say this. if Roman decides to go after a belt again, he's going to look like a fool, I tell you, if he goes after Punk's belt, because Roman made the biggest noise about that Raw belt being the second place belt. And the belt Cody has is the one that he took from Roman. I mean, there was a little stopgap with Cena there this year, but if he really did mean something by it, he for sure meant Cody. He had to mean Cody. Like, I would be more interested in a feud with Punk and Roman, because we've seen Cody and Roman already, and I wouldn't mind seeing it again. But I'd rather see him and Punk. But I just don't see him that interested in Punk's title without them. Listen, they can make the story whatever they want it to be, because it's pro wrestling, it's storytelling, and they can just write whatever they want to write. But they better write something, because they already haven't done a good job, as far as I'm concerned, with explaining why Roman feels like coming back to help the Usos when he told them he didn't want to see them till Christmas. And now he's coming back for War Games of all matches. Again, as far as the match goes, I'm pumped to see him as part of it. But it doesn't make a lot of sense why Roman would come back to be in War Games. That he would show up to fight Brock. Like, other than, hey, we're just going to throw all our heavy hitters in one big match. So if he chooses to go for the title that's not the title that he lost, they better at least give him a solid motivation. That's all I'm asking. Make my stories make sense. That's all I want to happen. Yes, Justin, CM Punk has beaten Roman Reigns before, but not one-on-one. So here's something funny. If you guys have ever heard the Colt Cabana podcasts that Punk did, that obviously made all those waves, which was actually happened around this time of year, about 10 years ago. 11 years ago now. He did 2 episodes actually with Colt Cabana. The one that made all the noise, and then the one where they like answered emails, like fan emails, in the second episode. And in the second episode, he told the story about where CM Punk took credit for inventing the Shield, and Roman was the only guy Punk didn't want. It wasn't anything personal. He just wanted a different guy instead. And he said, but Roman was like the company guy, the guy that the creative wanted, that Vince and them wanted in the group. So he's like, yeah, sure, I'm not going to fight it. It's not a hill to die on. And the story goes, and it's a meme, online now, but he was set to fight 1-on-3 against them, which they were like, well, you're going to go over in the match. And he's like, why? It's 1-on-3. Like, they should beat me. And he's and there's the running gag was everybody backstage told him he had to make Roman look really strong. That was the only rule. So you got to make Roman look strong. So he did beat Roman once as a part of the Shield, but that was it. All right, here comes Cena's announcement. I'm really excited to watch Deadline with you guys, because I've never watched an Iron Survivor match live with you guys. Yes. Javon and Leon are in this match. Oh, it's going to be so fast paced. I mean, that was a no-brainer. All right, Javon and Leon. So there's 5 total, right? Man, I'm so glad they're both going to be in there. This is already going to be Joe Hendry. I did just say his name. All right. Okay. All right. This is a great little package too that Cena's narrating here. And it's cool. Cena's kind of putting over all these guys too and describing them, even if he didn't write it. Cena did the little face thing. Oh, one of the guys from Dark State. Interesting. Dion Lennox? He hasn't even been the singles. He's one of the tag champs. That's interesting. That's a real dark horse pick. I would have thought Saquon Sugars would have been the guy if they were picking somebody from Dark State. Interesting. Myles Borne. Oh, the winner of tonight's main event. Okay, so you've got Javon and Leon, Joe Hendry, Dion Lennox, and either Trick Williams or Myles Borne. Okay. All right. And whoever wins that is going to be taking on probably Ricky Saints, but either him or Obafemi. Well, that's very interesting. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Well, I'm very excited about Javon and Leon both being in there. Even if neither of them win, they're going to make, talking about all the things that was missing out of the women's speed match, like that urgency. Those two guys are going to bring urgency to that match, and I think it's going to be fantastic. All right, here's Jordynne Grace. It's time for the Knockouts triple threat. Jordynne Grace, Kelani Jordynne, and Ying Lee. Will we see another new champion tonight? Yes, George. John Cena is also going to pick the women for the Iron Survivor Challenge. He'll announce that one later on in the show. All right, here comes Ying Lee from TNA. Can she take the Knockouts title back to TNA, back to Impact? I was just playing Ghost of Yote earlier. And so I'm feeling Ying Lee, excuse me. Okay. Looks like we're about to hit another commercial break, everybody. All right. Everybody's got another everybody's doing well. All right, so let's take a look here. Yes, Sean Swaby, that is the former Zaria Lee from WWE NXT. So yeah, so Ying Lee, Jordynne Grace, and Kelani Jordynne going for the TNA Knockouts title in a triple threat match. George, can you confirm we're on commercial, though? I know you just said you're behind, but I just want to make sure that we are. I was just going off the production clues here because it looked like they went to a break. All right. Justin says Jordynne Grace. Shamanica and George are both saying Ying Lee. Think the belt's going back to TNA. I don't necessarily disagree. Because I wonder. There's a part of me that wonders. We are in commercial. Okay, great. If Kelani were to lose the title, if they put her in the Iron Survivor match, I feel like she would do well in the Iron Survivor. I guess she could be in the Iron Survivor match as the Knockouts champion, I suppose. But if I'm predicting, yeah, let's do this in the commercial break. Why don't you predict who are the 5 women you think will be in the women's Iron Survivor match? I'll predict my 5 too. Man, I hate kind of. Yeah. I'm just going off the dome here. I'm going to say Tatum and Izzy for sure. I'll say Sol Ruka. It would be interesting if Zaria and Sol were both in the match together, but with Zaria just losing that match, I'm not sure she's in there. Blake Monroe's already North American champion, so I don't feel great about putting her in there either. So I've got 3. I've got to think of 2 more. Maybe Jordynne Grace. If she doesn't win this match, maybe Jordynne Grace. And you know what? Ooh, Lola Vice. That's actually a good one. Yeah, probably Lola. So I'm going to say, yeah, Tatum, Izzy, Lola, Sol, and Jordynne. George says, Izzy, Kelani. I didn't even pick Kelani after I just made that prediction that she might be in it. Izzy, Kelani, Jordynne, Sol, and Lola. Okay. Justin says, is Indy Hartwell. Okay. And Blake. All right. Zaria, Tatum, and Izzy. Okay. That's interesting. I didn't even think to include anybody from TNA in there. That's not a bad choice. It would be absolutely nutty. I don't think I don't know. Does anybody watch enough TNA to tell me like what Tessa Blanchard is doing these days in TNA? Would it be too abrupt to bring her over into that match? Oh, okay. So George, you think Tatum is getting a title rematch at Deadline? That's actually not a bad call. I could see them possibly, um, doing like a Tatum could get the rematch there, or they could do some kind of battle royal or number one contenders match on weekly NXT TV to determine JC's next contender for Deadline. But yeah, it feels like, from what I can tell, the Iron Survivor match is sort of in a very weird way like NXT's Royal Rumble, in a way. Like the people who come out of that match winning sometimes are the next guy or the next girl, because you had who it was either it was Julia who won it last year, and Trick Williams, right? I think last year who both won. And look at both of them now. Like Trick has done everything there is to do in NXT and TNA. Like he's just waiting for his call up, right? And Julia, while granted she's not having the best run on the main roster, she was called up. She did win the US title. So she's not treading water in NXT. I'll give you that. Now, I will say I don't think it would have been the worst thing to keep Julia in NXT longer, not because there's anything wrong with Julia, but I think she could have had a longer run with the title. I think there was a little bit of an issue with having her and Stephanie Vaquer at the same time down there. Like they seemed like they were in a rush to get them both up, which is kind of a bummer. George says, have Izzy Dame win the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge and have Tatum win the NXT title and go at it. Oh, I like that. Oh, speaking of Izzy. This was honestly a solid, logical heel turn from Izzy Dame. And she even tried to just advise her too. Like she wasn't super heelish about it. She was tried to be nice to Tatum, which actually kind of made it more effective. Masha and the Iconics and Iron Survivor. Yeah, that could be interesting too. Masha Slamovich, though, she's taking some time off, hasn't she? All right, here's Kelani, Knockouts champion. The soon-to-be Ms. Mello. Yeah. All right, I think this could be a real sleeper match right here. Oh, there's Tommy Dreamer and Carlos Silva, the TNA president. Tommy Dreamer just looking like his personal bodyguard standing over there. Oh my gosh. All right, are we doing the full-on ring announcer spotlight deal here? All right, there's the belt. Yeah, that's fair, George. You could see Kelani going for the NXT Women's title. Yeah. I mean, you could have actually not a bad story there with Kelani and JC because they were both Knockouts champions, and they have that common bond. Sean Swaby asks, who do you think is going to be the replacement for Sheamus to wrestle LA Knight on Friday? That's a great question, Sean. They're singing Jordynne Grace's name. That's awesome. I think I feel like the replacement may be somebody like Aleister Black. I wish if I could pick it and knowing he would be okay, I would love it to be Kevin Owens. Honestly, I feel like I feel like it could be another surprise because no disrespect to Aleister Black, but I feel like if it was going to be just somebody who's already, ooh, wow, a blockbuster on Kelani who is riding piggyback on Jordynne Grace's back. It was pretty wild from Ying. I feel like if it was going to be somebody like Aleister Black, they would. Well, yeah, he's in a feud with Damian Priest, but that feuds don't matter for this tournament. And honestly, that could somehow contribute to LA Knight beating him. But if it was going to be somebody who's already active on the SmackDown roster or on the Raw roster, I just feel like they would just announce it on Twitter and not actually wait for SmackDown to reveal it. You know what I mean? So that's why it makes me feel like it's going to be somebody special. So we'll see who it is. Sean, if it was Oba Femi, that would be wonderful. And if Oba hadn't come back to challenge Ricky Saints again, I would be convinced he would have been a part of it. I was really, although there is a part of, oh gosh, Ying Lee just shoved off the top rope from Kelani with authority. Corbin. Oh man, I haven't thought about Corbin. Or it could be Austin Theory. Stephanie Vaquer. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the only so I'm a sucker for the intrigue of a mystery opponent and who all that could be. But in the other hand, whoever it is going to be facing LA Knight. So if it's a really good surprise, it means LA Knight might lose. And if LA Knight's going to win, chances are it's probably going to be a disappointing surprise. So I'm like, I don't know which one I want. I kind of wish it would be versus. I kind of wish the mystery opponent would have been against Jey Uso or Rusev instead. But what do I know? Gunther and Oba, Sean, I think we're going to get that match one of these days. That's a match that I feel like we will start to see in a stare down in the Royal Rumble first. But yeah, that would be fun. But I'm excited about this 2026 Royal Rumble, knowing some of the people that could potentially be in it that haven't really squared off with each other. I mean, you've got all these people who are in War Games, minus the world champions, that could square off against each other. You've got potentially Oba or Trick. Yeah, I know. There was a lot of chatter about Edge, and it doesn't seem to be that that's a possibility. But if somehow Edge was a guy, that would be maybe the last time that might be the only person I would see come out that I want to be like, you know what, other than Kevin Owens, that I want to be like, you know what, just send him through to the finals. But here's the thing. If Edge, if it was Edge, if whoever the mystery opponent is, right? If that mystery opponent ends up winning the tournament, they're probably going to have to beat Gunther. And I don't want to see Edge beat Gunther. In that regard, I honestly would rather see Solo cheat to beat Gunther if that means Solo is going to lose in the finals. That's yeah, that way I'd be okay with it. That's true, Sean Swaby. Yeah. The babyface team is pretty close to last year, other than Sammy for Cody. You had, Punk and the Usos and Roman. Yeah, I mean, it is basically the bloodline and Cody. So, and Punk. I forgot about this. Sorry about snapping at you guys, but it was a fleeting thought I had last week. What if it's Jacob Fatu? What if it's a returning Jacob Fatu is the one who faces LA Knight? And you could have Jacob Fatu beat LA Knight, fight Rusev, and then have Jacob face Gunther in the finals or Solo, which he, has already, had his beef with Solo already in the past, which he never really did get his revenge on him. I mean, he kind of had some run-ins with them, but that's just something to consider. Maxine Dupree absolutely does have some challengers. Yeah, so I would be okay. We've built the list of 3. Jacob Fatu, Kevin Owens, or the ridiculously out there wish of Edge, which I really don't think it's going to be Edge. I don't think Edge is going to be allowed to. I think he's probably still under an AEW agreement, and I don't think WWE is desperate enough for Edge. I don't even know that Cena has asked them for Edge. If it was Jericho, that would be insane. As well. So, you know what? Can we pretend for a minute that it's Jericho? If it was Jericho, isn't Jericho's deal up like in December or something like that? Or it's like close to now, right? And could they have kayfabed Sheamus's injury because they weren't able to get someone like Jericho in time to announce him ahead of time in the tournament? So it's like, oh, he's available now. Okay, well, we're going to kayfabe an injury and pull someone out of the tournament and put Jericho in. I wonder. You know what, though? You're 100% right, Sean. It's the egos, man. It's so disappointing because I would hope that Cena could have been a, but that's a tale as old as time, though, because like it doesn't benefit Tony Khan to send any of his talent to WWE TV. I mean, he basically would just have to be, charitable for the sake of John Cena's legacy. And he doesn't recoup anything on that. And that would be amazing for all us fans, but he doesn't stand to gain anything from that. So I've got no hatred for him in that regard, but it's a bummer to see. But I hope with the working agreement WWE has with TNA, speaking of, I'd love to see AJ Styles get one more match in TNA, preferably with Kazarian. Barrett replacing him would be wild, and that actually would be a phenomenal matchup with Cena again. I don't know what Wade's got left in the tank, but it would be amazing. Also, them doing multiple mystery opponents on LA Knight, I would love to see LA Knight work that into a heel turn to be like, I keep getting screwed around here with no time to prepare for the opportunity of a lifetime. I think that would be great. Man, Jordynne Grace had Kelani on her shoulders and ate a dropkick from Ying, which is tough, man, because you can't even cover your face. I don't know enough about Anna Jay in AEW. Like, I don't know how good was she good in AEW. Like, I think she, paired with the right people and with the right packaging, I think she could be good. I mean, she's got a good look, and I don't know enough about her in-ring ability. Goodness gracious. German suplex and front suplex combination here. Jordynne Grace at the bottom of that. Jordynne Grace can't seem to get the job done here. Jordynne and Ying in the ring. Kelani bailed after that. Anna was teaming up with Tay Mello. Okay. I remember Tay Mello from her time at NXT before she went to AEW. Before. Isn't she with Sammy Guevara? I want to say. Tay Mello, she was okay. She didn't really stand out to me, if I'm being honest, but she wasn't bad. I don't think there was anything wrong with her. She just didn't have an impact on me. All right, Ying and Jordynne Grace both perched on the top turnbuckle, throwing hands, exchanging bombs. Oh, Ying with the knee up there too. And Jordynne is slumped over. Kelani's got Ying on her shoulders. A little bit of a wasteland. Shout out to Wade Barrett. Now Kelani going up top. Kick to the head of Jordynne Grace. With superplex, maybe? What's she going for? Throwing hands on Jordynne, who's still perched on the top turnbuckle. Uh-oh, she's standing all the way up on the top. Spanish fly off the top from Kelani Jordynne. I feel like we're seeing that a little too much, if I'm being honest. Tamela and Sammy Guevara have a baby together. Oh, okay. Well, congrats to them. Ying Lee rolls through an ankle lock. Or she gets rolled through. Oh, man. Kelani went for a head kick, and Ying caught it and snatched it into a single leg crab. Oh, and Jordynne Grace shows up to break it up with a chop to the chest. Oh, my gosh. She's trying to powerbomb Ying Lee, but she's still got Kelani Jordynne's leg. This is sick looking. Ying's being held upside down. Powerbomb. Folded her up. Nope. Sunset flip from Kelani, but nope. Reversal into a pin. Man, deadlift powerbomb from Jordynne. Nope. Kelani is saved from the pin. I tell you what, yeah, this match has really picked up. These three ladies have great chemistry together. Ying Lee breaks up that last pinfall. Getting Wade versus Gunther in the tournament would have been a lot of fun, Justin. And also, if Wade won, getting his revenge on John Cena for destroying the Nexus, I think that would have been a beautiful retribution, no pun intended, on that. Oh my gosh, what is Ying Lee about to do? Women's wrestling chant from MSG. So they're definitely over with this crowd. Oh, she tried for a sliding drop kick, and oh, Kelani just dropped Jordynne back first on the floor from the apron down to the floor. Now Kelani and Ying. Kelani going up top. Ying's down on the mat. 450? 450 and nobody home. Ying with a spin kick. And now she's got her up in a burning hammer position. Nope. Jordynne Grace pulls her down, and a spinning back fist from Jordynne Grace. Kelani going for the roll up on Jordynne. Only two. Another spinning back fist, this time to Kelani. And now up in the torture rack from Jordynne. Oh, like a blue thunder bomb. Only two. Trouble in Paradise style kick. Knocks Jordynne Grace out. Ying Lee steals the win. New champion. TNA Knockouts champion. New champion in the house. Ying Lee steals the victory from right out of Jordynne Grace's hands. That's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow for Jordynne Grace, I'm sure, but congratulations to the new champion, Ying Lee, as the TNA Knockouts Championship goes back to TNA, and Carlos Silva very proud to put a title back on one of his own local talent. Oh my gosh, it looks like she's crying. Emotional moment for Ying Lee. She's hugging Carlos Silva. And the crowd's chanting for her too. You love to see it. What a moment indeed. What's up, Rickardy? Welcome to the chat, my friend. So, if you're just joining us, oh my gosh, I hope she doesn't lose it as fast as Santana did. They did Santana wrong. Like, I don't mind Kazarian being champion, but dude never even had one title defense, one successful title defense. All right, we've got Fatal Influence backstage here. I gotta say, the build to this match made me laugh out loud. Oh, Ava's here to interrupt Fatal Influence. What does Ava have to say? Okay, Ava has barred Fatal Influence from ringside, so Lainey is going to be all on her own. Okay, so Kendall Gray gets Lainey Reid one-on-one with no Fatal Influence at ringside. One of my favorite builds to a title match, though, where Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray were being interviewed backstage last week, even or 2 weeks ago, and Lainey just walked right up and says, "Hey, Kendall," and just smacked her in the face as hard as she could. It was just so like straight to the point, and the smack was brutal too. God bless Kendall. She got the sonic rings slapped out of her. It was rough stuff. Um yeah, Shamanica, I don't know what they're gonna do with Kelani now that she doesn't have the title. I mean, she could still have that sort of heelish edge to her if she wanted, but what are we gonna get, you know? Um and honestly, now that they have taken Fatal Influence away from ringside, I don't think Lainey will win this match. I was already thinking that she wasn't going to win because, you know, it's the world title for a different show. And I know that we had Kalani going to TNA, but going to Evolve actually is a demotion, in terms of the pecking order of pro wrestling in the WWE umbrella. And so I can't imagine a staple of a faction on NXT being the world champion of a lower brand, because that means Lainey would pretty much have to do double duty every week. Um, and I mean, it's not unheard of. It's a possibility. But do you need help, dear? Bring it over here. We're on commercial break, anyways, guys. So we're just doing family things right now. I've got to open my wife's California style frozen vegetables. Um, they're California style because much like California traffic, it takes forever to open them, and it turns out there was really nothing going on in the first place to cause it. That's a little California traffic joke for you. But here you go. I am the man. I try to be. Just your man's good enough for me. All right. So, anyways, you got to get the prep work in before Thursday. We start early here. NXT is going pretty good, Sophie. You guys tell me, do you feel like week 1 versus week 2, like which week has been better so far? So far, I gotta admit, even though I didn't like how all the matches have turned out in terms of their endings, I have enjoyed week 1 a little bit more than week 2. Although the match we just saw, the triple threat match, was really good. I think it's been the best match of the night so far. And also, I've been excited to learn, who the Iron Survivor participants are so far in for the men's match. We haven't gotten the women's yet. I imagine we'll get that sometime after the break because we are now in the last hour. So Justin's a fan of both nights. Okay. So to recap, the Iron Survivor men's match is going to be Javon Evans, Leon Slater, Joe Hendry, the winner of Myles Borne and Trick Williams, which happens later on tonight, and Dion Lennox from Dark State, which is a very strange addition out of all those, which he would be the only heel if that's the case. Ricky Saints interview happening right now. Oh, Ricky's questioning things, huh? Well, Sophie, that makes me think that Oba will probably face Ricky at Deadline. Honestly, I'm starting to think Myles Borne wins this match tonight, and that Trick tries to put himself into a triple threat with Ricky and Oba. Yeah, Oba doesn't need the title, but also I don't want Ricky to beat him again. So I kind of I kind of would hope that Trick gets involved and maybe Trick takes the pin instead. Both Oba and Trick are ready to go up. For sure, Justin. All three general managers look like they could go at this point. I think it would be fun, Sophie, if they did an Iron Survivor match or a Gold Rush. Oh, a Gold Rush thing. That would be fun. I mean, that's what Night of Champions really should be, shouldn't it? I mean, pressure is his ally. I feel like I'm gonna end up being branded as like a Ricky Saints hater at some point here, but there is just something about Ricky. I just don't connect with him. Not as a babyface. I just really think he should be a heel. I really think he should be a heel. A main roster Iron Survivor would be a lot of fun for sure. I agree with that. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. So yeah, deadline. There it is. NXT Championship. Ricky Saints versus Obafemi. All right. I think it's time for our Evolve women's title match. Here comes Kendall Gray, flanked by Ren Sinclair. I feel you, George. I mean, they don't need to rush to make Ricky a heel. I think I'll connect with him more as a fan when he is. He just feels heelish to me. Oh, I have no idea who you would put in an Iron Survivor match on the main roster. And would you do one for each show and have like 4 total? Or would you just have 2 and combine the men and women, you know? I like Ren too, Rickardy. I was just about to say low key, like Ren and Kendall might be my favorite ladies pairing on NXT. They're very underrated. Um, yeah, I I enjoy them on my screen, and they're both like little Kurt Angles too. Like they both have great uh wrestling acumen. That's true. No entrance for Lainey Reid. That's not a good sign. Oh man, Kendall Gray with the double leg. She said, "I remember that slap." She's like, "I'm about to take you to school." Okay. Yeah, she's just doing some amateur takedowns here. Oh man, flying armbar. She gonna try to end this. All right, now Laney's in control, charged in the corner. Caught her with a European uppercut. That's true, Dossie. She didn't. Yeah, and you know what? I have turned a corner on how I think about not getting your entrance before a match. Now that I've seen some more wrestler interviews. I want to say it was Natalia who was with Chris Van Vliet, and she explained at one point, she was like, well, if you cut out your entrance, that's less time that is taken away from your match. So like sometimes they're like, you get 10 minutes total tonight. Well, that also includes entrance time. And so sometimes it's like, okay, we'll just cut one of our entrances so we can get that time back and put it in the match. So a lot of times, if you see someone who's not an actual like enhancement talent, not get an entrance, then it's probably because they wanted to, re-budget that time and put that time back in the match. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Kendall Gray about to get power bombed onto the floor here. She's fighting back though and saved herself. You're about to hear a lot of excitement in my house. My children. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Lainey Reid just tripped Kendall Gray off the apron and she hit her face on the steps on the way down. Good Lord. That was brutal. You're about to hear a lot of noise because my channel mascot just discovered that my children got home. So there's going to be a lot of excitement. Do you hear that going around? All right, George, are we on commercial break now? Please let me know. Thank you, Sophie. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving too. Yeah, so man, but that was a nasty bump. An absolute nasty bump. So, oh man. So yeah, all right. So Friday we have SmackDown. The Last Time Is Now tournament continues, and we'll be down to our final four once the end of the show has occurred. And then Saturday will be Survivor Series, which is going to be a great time there for Saturday afternoon / evening for 2 War Games matches, a Stephanie Becerra match. It'll be a lot of fun. So Becky, let's see, Becky technically cost herself the women's cups because Ron Kikens. Yeah, the story there. What's up, man? The story there with Becky over those weeks. Actually, I loved that as a nice little like TV feud, put out over multiple weeks between Becky and Maxine. Hey, girl. So yeah. So nevertheless, I think it'll be very, very interesting. Justin says, imagine Jacob, Fatu, Gunther, Ilya, Drew, Randy in the first Iron Survivor. Oh man, that would be wild. I would absolutely, I'd watch that match for sure. The Iron Survivor match could work with the main roster. However, I would kind of prefer not to see it on the main roster. I would prefer to keep that in NXT because there's something to the idea of urgency, right? And there's something that goes hand in hand with urgency and the sort of NXT ambition to like make it up to the main roster to claim your spot and stuff. And so I don't know. I don't see a ton of urgency on the main roster in matches to pull out a win unless it's a bunch of people who haven't won a title yet. I think you could do that match once, maybe twice, with people who haven't won a particular title. So if you go with people who have never won a world title, put all them in the match and be like, this is your shot. This is your shot to get a one-on-one title match with the champion. I think that could be, that's something that could be a lot of fun. That's true. It did take a few years for the main roster to take War Games. So, it's been 2 years or 3 years of Iron Survivor matches so far. Not quite remember. But yeah, we'll see. We will see what the future holds. Yeah, I mean, there's no guarantee that they'll take the Iron Survivor to the main roster. I mean, like I said, it is because they did the scramble match that one time on the main roster, and I mean, gosh, that's probably like 15 years ago now, almost. But maybe even longer. But it's been a while since they did that match, and it never came back after they did it, just that one time. So, yeah. George, let me know when we're back from commercial, if you will. Oh, gosh. All right, and we're back. Okay. So we're back. Lainey Reid again trying to claim the Evolve Women's Championship from Kendall Gray, but she doesn't have Fatal Influence in her corner due to an edict from General Manager Ava. Lainey trying to go for a German suplex from the top turnbuckle on Kendall, but she ain't getting anything from her. When was the last Iron Man match on the main roster, Justin? The last one I can remember is Dolph Ziggler and is Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. I don't know if that's the last one that happened. That's just the last one I can remember. You know what I mean? Nah, I don't want to see Brie Bella. I don't want Nikki taking the title from Stephanie. Like, Stephanie just got that belt, it feels like. So, like, she's only had like one title defense, hasn't she? Yeah, so we got a half hour left. So we've still got that Trick and Myles match to close out the show, and we're going to find out which women are in the Iron Survivor match as well. Yeah, Kendall dropping elbows. Oh, big overhead suplex, belly to belly from Kendall Gray. Crowd's behind Kendall Gray. Kicks Kendall on the outside up against the announce table, but she runs back in. Oh my gosh. It's like a double curb stomp from Lainey Reid. Ooh, kicks out at 2. Lainey almost had it there. So they haven't announced the women in the Iron Survivor match yet, only the men. So we're still waiting on that women's Iron Survivor announcement from John Cena, and of course the main event of the show, Rick Williams and Myles Borne. Okay, charging out of the corner. Oh wow, counter from Kendall Gray. She's about to take a knee, and and she's rolled over to get an arm bar. She's trying to snap Lainey Reid's arm. JC Jane is out here interfering. Now Ren Sinclair is. Oh no, Fallon Henley. Fatal Influence are here. Oh, Ren Sinclair just dropped Fallon Henley like a bad habit. Oh no, now Kendall is talking to Ren. Oh, JC just ran into Ren. Charlie Dempsey is here. Charlie Dempsey out of nowhere just rescued Ren Sinclair. What in the world? Very confusing. All right, the referee has thrown everyone at ringside out of the ringside area. They've all been ejected. Sean Swaby, if you've got a VPN, you can watch Survivor Series on Netflix. So if you can find a free trial for that, or if you need a promo code, let me know. Man, big super kick from Lainey Reid. It's just one-on-one now. Everybody at ringside has gone. My final prediction for Iron Survivor, Justin. Tatum and Izzy, Sol Ruka, big German suplex off the top turnbuckle from Kendall Gray. Kelani Jordynne, Lola Vice. That's what I'm going to go with. Down come the straps. Angle style. 2, 3. Big finish from Kendall Gray. Yes, John is going to announce the women as well. All right, Sean Swaby. I'm going to post... Sean, here's my email address. If you come up with anything for a VPN, you can use it on Netflix and watch Survivor Series that way Saturday. But yeah, NordVPN is the one I like to use, and I think I might have a discount I can use for you, or a promo code. I can look into that if you want to email me later. But let me know after the show. But yeah, so Kendall Gray retains. Fatal Influence does not go 3 for 3. And that's just too bad, so sad. Okay. Justin says, mine is Zaria, Indy Hartwell, Jordynne Grace, Lola Vice, and Blake Monroe. Okay. I would love to see Blake Monroe in that match, but with her as a North American champion, I'm just not convinced that she'll be there. VPNs are like subscription services. Basically, you can pay per month to have them. I think they might have a free trial though. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. Oh, here's Dark State backstage cutting a promo. Yeah, Shamanica, I know. Like, I'm surprised that Lainey didn't get the speed title, because that seems more her, no pun intended, speed. Yeah, Sophie, I saw that the Disney channels and ESPN are back on YouTube TV. So they're going to check. Dark State said they're going to be checking out the Trick and Myles match. That is something I'm not looking forward to at all, is if Dark State gets involved as a group in that Iron Survivor match. Do not want. Yeah, that's true, Shamanica. I could see that for Lainey. Like, because Fallon seems a little above the speed title, and Lainey is definitely above the evolve title. So yeah, I would have rather seen Lainey be the speed champion and maybe Fallon be the one who doesn't have a belt, because like for months they've been playing up just a little bit of jealousy and bitterness between JC and Fallon on Fallon not having a title anymore. But yeah. Yeah, I know. That's the thing that sucks about YouTube TV is it's not a partner with the ESPN Unlimited service, which is one of the reasons I canceled it. I mean, I've got it for a few more days before my subscription cancels. But yeah. Which Survivor Series match am I looking forward to seeing this weekend? The match I'm looking forward to the most is the men's War Games match. It's just, there's just so much star power in that match. That I can't wait to see what they do with it. And honestly, too, like the group of Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul is absolutely bananas. That's like a 2K faction. That's so crazy as a War Games team. So I'm looking forward to that. I did cancel my YouTube TV, Sophie. It's just not expired yet. So basically, when you cancel a service like that, you have it through the end of the month that you paid for it. So yeah. George, that's a good question. Do you think Fatal Influence breaks up on NXT, or do you think they move up together? Yeah, well, that's the nice thing about the VPN is that using Netflix on the VPN, I can watch everything except I think Saturday night's main event, because all the NXT shows and their PLEs are on Netflix. So I just keep Peacock around for those Saturday nights main events and the WWE Vault stuff, the old WCW and ECW stuff, and other territory things. So, yeah. Sean, you think the baby faces for women's war games is going to win and the heels for men's war game? Sean, have you filled out your predictions for me yet? I think those are two very intelligent picks. I think that's something worth mentioning. Actually, I'm not going to have time this week to do a proper Survivor Series predictions video. And also, as we're keeping AJ and Becky in our prayers for everything that A's going through with the loss of his mom, we're not doing an actual Survivor Series predictions show this week. So while we're here on the commercial break, why don't I go ahead and give you my predictions, my quick predictions for Survivor Series. I have Stephanie Vaquero retaining. I think that's a slam dunk pick. I'm going to pick Dominic Mysterio to win the IC title back from John Cena. I'm just not sure that John Cena will have his retirement match as the Intercontinental Champion. I don't know. No problem. No problem, Shamanika. And then, don't worry. So I've already reached out to A and B. They are going to send me their predictions. So we'll still track it. We just don't have a show for it. So we'll let you guys know. During our streams. I'll be streaming Saturday too. Thank you, George. We are back. Here's John Cena. I'll tell you the rest of my picks in a minute. All right, here we go. Iron Survivor ladies. Pick number 1, Sol Ruca. There we go. Oh, she's going to be great. This is going to be a lot of fun. Soul Snatcher. All right, let's see who we got next. And I think Soul could win this. Lola Vice. Thank you, Sean. I know A appreciates it. I think it could be Soul's match because now she's free of both her belts and she can move straight up to the women's title. There's Kelani. I've picked these 3. Tatum and Izzy are the only 2 left. So I've picked 3 of them so far. I'm a little proud of myself. Jordynne Grace. Okay. I'm not sure if I picked Jordynne Grace or not. I can't remember. Well, this is a stacked match. So let's see who number 5 is. I didn't pick Jordynne. Okay. I know I thought about her. Kendall Gray. Dude, the Evolve Women's Champion? Okay. I wasn't expecting Kendall Gray, but this match is going to be a banger. That is amazing. You've got a spotlight, like a highlight wrestler in Sol Ruca. You've got a heavy hitter in Lola Vice. You've got like a tank in Jordynne Grace. You've got a high flyer, flexible athlete like Kelani Jordynne, and you've got an amateur whiz with Kendall Gray. That is a great field. That match could be a show stealer. That's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited for that match now. Iron Survivor Summit next week. Yeah. And that I can hear the crowd. They're roaring for that one. I don't know if Josh Briggs and Tavion Heights next week. Well, Blake Monroe may end up defending the North American title at Deadline, so I'm not surprised to see that she's not in the Iron Survivor match at all. All right, here comes Myles Borne. So it's main event time. The winner of this match will be the last entrant into the Iron Survivor match. I'm going to predict Myles Borne to take this match. I would see him in the Iron Survivor because Trick's already been in an Iron Survivor match and won one. And I could see him trying to weasel his way into the NXT title match. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. So there we are. All right. So So revisiting my Survivor Series picks. Stephanie Vaquero wins. I say Dominic Mysterio regains the IC title. I absolutely think Team AJ Lee are going to win the War Games match, although I think Lash Legend will make a big impression in that match. And I think Team Vision will beat Cody, Punk, and Roman and the Usos. I think Jey Uso may be the one who loses the match for him too. All right, here comes Trick. New York loves Trick, man. Well, Sophie, the championship being defended in an Iron Survivor match is actually very close to what the championship scramble match was. Is basically the same idea minus the little penalty box thing. It's like a multi-person Iron Man match, basically. It's not. It wasn't an Iron Man match. It was the Iron Survivor match. Is whoever has the most falls in 25 minutes, and if you lose a fall, you get put in a penalty box for 2 minutes. But the championship scramble match was every time there was a fall, whoever made that fall was the new champion until another fall happened. It was like hot potato. Oh, you think one of the champs are going to be pinned, Sophie? Okay. All right, Sean, you and me are on the same wavelength there. And I will say, I'm happy for John to be a Grand Slam champion, but I would have loved John Cena to be in War Games instead. And TNA did a match similar to that, Sophie. It was similar. Because I would have loved for Cena to get his win back over Brock Lesnar in War Games. I think that would have been a lot of fun. Yes, Sean. Ego is going to be a problem in War Games. 100%. I think you're dead on. That seems to be the prevailing story. All right, Trick's already got a leg up on Myles Borne. Backdrop into a sunset flip for Myles as we're in our main event of the night. Thank you guys for joining me again tonight. I'll see you guys again later in the week. Yeah, it is kind of like the King of the Mountain match, Justin. Big Randy style drop kick from Myles Borne. Okay. There's Randy Orton chants from the crowd. We call him Baby Randy here. That's what we call him. Yeah, I imagine our Raw and SmackDowns week leading up to Saturday night's main event will probably determine who those contenders will be. But honestly, we don't have. I don't think NXT Deadline is not this weekend, but it's next weekend. So Javon, Leon, and Joe are already backstage scouting the match here. Booker T, and you know this, man. Quoting some Chris Tucker Friday. Trick telling Myles, you don't belong here. Knowing dang well Myles can't hear you, dog. Myles growing his hair out too. Oh, boom, zigzag. Born again, they call it. Only 2 for Myles. Myles Borne also linked socially to La Primera, Stephanie Vicaire. All right, we got a commercial. Javon is having a great year. I really hope Javon pulls out that match, pulls out the Iron Survivor match, because dude needs, like, I can't believe he still hasn't won gold in his pro wrestling career, or his, not main roster, but NXT, TNA, AAA. main roster. Like, so many different opportunities, and he has stolen the show every single time. It would be wild. Yeah, there's got to be some other show between Saturday night's main event and the Royal Rumble, because Royal Rumble's at the end of January and Saturday night's main event is December 13th. I think there's actually another Saturday night's main event before the Royal Rumble. But I wonder if they'll do like a day one or something like that. I know they'll have New Year's Evil for NXT. So them doing multiple NXT shows and not a main roster PLE between Saturday night's main event and the Royal Rumble. I mean, I'm sure they'll announce it at some point. Javon does have plenty of time, but he seems to be like hovering around the main event scenes so much. I would think that we would get more out of him there, but we shall see, huh? We shall see indeed. Okay, so we when we come back from the break, we should have a few minutes left to wrap up the show. Again, one more time, make sure you smash that like button to keep making this a great place to have our wrestling community positive minded, and where we just enjoy the joy of wrestling, right? And don't forget to fill out your War Games predictions in the form link below. And also, again, see you guys on Friday for SmackDown and Saturday for Survivor Series as well. Should be a lot of fun. And so things are picking up here at the end of November. And I hope you guys eat super well this week and that Thanksgiving is just awesome for all you guys. Thank you for sharing all your gratitude and things you're thankful for. And making this community a special place that it is. Because, we're just a space where we enjoy liking wrestling. You know what I mean? Sometimes we get our hearts broken. Sometimes we get disappointed. Sometimes we're a little confused by the decisions. But our baseline is joy and happy of what we got. So, yeah, there's probably going to be an early Raw. There's going to be a lot of early Raws in January because they're going to be in Europe too on the lead up to the Royal Rumble. So we're probably going to have a few early Raws. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good question, Shamanica. I don't know where I haven't seen Jada Parker in a few weeks. Thank you, Justin. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving weekend too. I'm looking forward. I'm going to be working some this week, but I'll still be here doing some streams and also watching a little bit of football too. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to manage those early Raws in January. It's going to affect my work schedule a little bit more this time around, which is a little disappointing. But we'll see what we can do. She did have that feud with Lash Shamanica, and then Lash had that match with Kendall Gray, and then put over Kendall Gray, and then all of a sudden she showed up on SmackDown. So like I don't. Did they ever put the period at the end of that sentence with her and Jada? I feel like that was still kind of hanging on. I can't remember if they really had a blow-off match to that feud. Well, Trick firmly in control right now. Oh, yeah, Justin, I'll be watching Georgia Tech. I'll have it on in the background, even if I have to do so while I'm working at the same time. I agree, Chris. I think Myles has a good shot to win this match because Trick, there's nothing left for Trick to accomplish in NXT that's going to elevate him. I mean, he's just ready. If I'm being honest. He's just ready to move up. So I hope they're just ready for him soon. Oh, inside cradle only gets 2. And then a roll up from Myles only gets 2. Crucifix. Nope. Trick pulls him up on his shoulders. Boom. FU or attitude adjustment from Trick Williams. Well, I think that is wild too, Chris. But to be fair, I think there was more of a gap in need of women for Oh, trick shot countered with a power slam, only gets 2 for Myles. SmackDown was in more need of fresh faces on the women's division than men. I don't think that Oba and Trick are being held back because of anything that Oba and Trick are missing. I think they just haven't figured out where to bring them in yet. That's just my thought. And they saw an opportunity to bring Lash in to pair her up with Nia. And there she is. Big drop kick from Myles Borne. Now he's got a back suplex ready for Trick. And, atomic drop. You don't see that much anymore. Then a sling blade. Not a sling blade. What do you call it? A 1916 or something like that? Ooh, okay. Oklahoma at 3:30 and Survivor Series 7. Okay. That pairs up real well there for you, Justin. I hope OU. Wait, who does OU play, Justin? Are they playing OK State? Well, Chris, I mean, we're not seeing much of big slam LSU. Oh, okay. Oh, you should handle that. LSU doesn't even have a coach right now. Pretty deadly. Well, one of them's injured right now. Apollo Crews, Chris, is still in WWE. He actually just showed up in AAA, so I think he's going to do a stint in AAA, which I'm happy for that. These guys who can't get TV time on the main roster, I don't mind them showing up and getting some time in AAA. It's kind of like a rejuvenation for them. Pump kick from Trick, big swing and a miss, double neck breaker. I've never seen that before. It's a little crowd likes it. I don't know if I like that spot or not. I can't decide. It looked cool, but then yeah. Let's see. AAA is kind of a fourth brand, yeah. Oh man. Elevating shot. Press into an uppercut. Oh, axe kick misses. Harlem side kick there. German suplex from Myles Borne. All right. Borne thrown over the top rope from Trick Williams with a backdrop. But we got to be getting close to the end here. Wrapping things up. Roundhouse kick. Trick's got Borne lined up. Oh, Trick shot right into the steps, though. And now, Myles Borne hits the Borne again on the floor on the outside of the ring. We got to be getting close to the end here. We're almost at the end of broadcast time. And another Borne again inside the ring. 1, 2. Myles Borne advances to Iron Survivor. So Trick is without a match. And there we go, guys. There's your winner. And so Myles Borne is added to the Iron Survivor match. We'll see that at Deadline. And Trick is without a match. Will he try to worm his way into the title match? What will he do? Or will he just crash out? Because that's what Trick does. All right, guys, as we're wrapping up NXT, I'm going to start wrapping up the stream here. Thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight. I will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Don't forget to fill out those predictions. If you haven't, leave a like for the video. And you guys take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving week. I'll see you again soon. And don't forget to be a mark, like we say every single time, because being a mark just means you believe. Believing makes wrestling better. And I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. And I will see you guys again very, very soon. Stay tuned to the channel, and I will see you next time. Subscribe if you haven't. Sean, JC Jane won back the